Hello, Sammy Seahawk here with what should be the initial video of the videos about my guardian angel. This is a video in regards to how I knew. This video will talk about how back in January of 2024, I was working for a new job and I didn't have any insurance. So that means if you get sick, you're not able to go to the doctor. And this also involves a family. The mother's name is Melly, the father's name is Bob, and the daughter's name is Jamie. And that's important so that you can go and confirm it with these people, at least two of them, because Bob is deceased now. But you can confirm that with these other two people and other people around, so that's why I say their names. That family is a very devout Catholic family, a very deep Catholic family that's donated lots of money to the Catholic Church. They came from France with the Catholic Church. They brought stained glass into their local Catholic Church. They all went to Catholic school, so they're a very deep Catholic family. So that being said, on Thursday while I was at work, I started feeling really tired. And on Friday, I started feeling really tired. And that's whenever Jamie informed me that a family relative who is a Catholic nun, I guess that's the only type of nun, but she's Catholic, was coming into Houston and going to stay with Melly. And I thought, okay, well, that'll be great because she's coming in and they can do things together. Well, whenever Saturday came, I could barely move. I could barely get out of bed. I could barely walk. I didn't have any vaccinations. I'm a 62-year-old man, healthy now. I couldn't get out of bed and I couldn't sit up. I was exhausted. I didn't have a runny nose. I didn't have a cough. I didn't have a fever. I didn't have any of your typical symptoms of being sick, but I could barely move. And that's whenever Barbara, the Catholic, was coming into town. So what I found with that is a Catholic was coming in to stay with a Catholic, which was strengthening the Catholic, for however you want to look at it. But what I didn't know, well, what I did believe was that evil resided in Melly based on her spendaholic and thrifty self, because she could blow through money in no time. She could spend $5,000 in 5 minutes, and I'm serious about that. You can give her $5,000 and in 5 minutes ask her where it is and she'll say she doesn't have it, and you can say, what did you buy with it? And she'll say, I don't know. So that is an evil in itself, to where you cannot control your spending. You just spend money, spend. So I've known that's been an evil inside of her for a long time. It's an evil in anybody who can't stop spending. So I said, well, they'll be going there and they'll be all together and we'll see how that goes for them all. Well, I got worse. I got to where I couldn't hardly move on Monday, and I finally called into work and I said, hey, I can't really work. So they gave me work I could do at home, and I continued to get more exhausted, and that's all I was. Well, by Wednesday, I could almost barely get out of bed at all. I couldn't even sit up in a chair. It was exhausting to me just to sit up in a chair. So on that Thursday, Thursday was the day that Jamie was going to meet up with Melly and Barbara, the nun, and they were going to get together. So what that means is they were all going to be strength together in numbers. For all those days, I had Jamie near me to where she could go and do things for me and bring me something to eat or drink or anything I needed. Jamie was there for me. So I had no problem with what was going on with her mother and Barbara coming into town or anything like that. So Thursday they all got together, and I was at home alone then, my first day of home alone. And while I was in the bedroom, midday, I heard a loud ruckus. Dogs were barking in the other room, going crazy. I don't know what's wrong. So I get myself up and I make it into the living room. And the living room is destroyed. Everything is knocked down. It looks like a tornado went through there. And I couldn't figure out what was going on, but the dogs were barking over by the bay window in the dining room. So I went over there to the bay window in the dining room, and lo and behold, there's a squirrel. There's a squirrel in my house, and that squirrel has tore the house up. You can go ahead and call it what you will, but I'm going to say that's pure evil in my house. There's nothing else to me. Come on. I'm home alone for the first time, and there's a squirrel in my house? There's never been a squirrel in my house. I've lived there for 7 years, and there's never been a squirrel in my house. But now I got a squirrel in my house whenever I can barely move, and there's no one there to help me. See, evil pulled everybody away from me so that I was there by myself. And you may say, how do I know that's evil? Well, I'll get to that. So let's just say that I couldn't get the squirrel out of the house by myself. And the dogs weren't any help. So I just opened the door up that goes to the garage that leads outside, and got a stick and started poking at it, and finally it just ran out of the house somehow. And I went back and laid back down exhausted. I don't even know how I made it back to the bed. So Jamie comes back, and then I let her know, hey, while you were gone for the first time while I've been sick, a squirrel came in the house and destroyed the living room and the dining room and knocked everything off the shelves and broke things and things like that. And Friday, I finally woke up from sleeping a little bit, and I had to call into work. I couldn't get out of bed. I had to take a day off, and I didn't even have time off, so I had to take an unpaid day off from work. I was that bad. I just couldn't move. I couldn't stand up. I was too weak. And that was it. There was nothing wrong. Nothing wrong at all with me in my head or my nose or my throat or anything. I was just totally exhausted. So went about my day and went to bed on Friday and woke up Saturday morning. Or no, it was Saturday or Sunday. I'm sorry, I don't really remember, but I'm believing it was Sunday actually. I woke up after a dream because I had a dream, and it was Jamie's dad, Bob, who came to me in a dream. And he explained to me what was going on with the evil. And he explained to me how he tried to save Jamie from it all. And I didn't understand it because I thought he was talking about he was saving Jamie from the evil of her mother. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying her mother is an evil lady. We're vessels of good and evil. I'm just saying that at the time, her mother and Barbara and Jamie were vessels of evil. I tend to be the vessel of good, so that's just how we get. She's not evil, she just had it in her. So he explained everything to me. And he said he tried and tried to save her, and he couldn't. And he said that he's not a Catholic. I didn't know that. So when he finished explaining, I woke up, and I woke up Jamie. And I said, is it true your dad's not a Catholic? She said he's not. He's a Christian. He's a Christian like me. He never went to Catholic church. He never did attend anything Catholic with them. And that was the thing, that he wasn't Catholic and he didn't participate with anything that they were doing in the Catholic Church with Jamie and her mother. So he said he tried to save her, but he couldn't. And see, Bob, I think Bob knew that I was here to take his place, to fight for Jamie. Because it wasn't long after I met him and got to know him that he decided he didn't want to live anymore and he died. And that's it. He decided he didn't want to fight anymore. And he died. Well, I realized what was going on when she said he wasn't Catholic and everything Bob told me was true. So that's when I knew it was evil trying to kill me. At that moment, I got up out of bed and I stood up and I walked. And I said, evil's not going to kill me. And I walked. And I walked. And I didn't stop walking. And I haven't stopped walking. And within a few hours, it was like nothing had ever happened. I had all my strength back, and I was walking around like everything was normal. So, that's how I know that you can't see evil, but it'll kill you, and it'll get inside of you, and it's up to you to keep it out. So what happened was I knew I couldn't do anything else because that was it. If Jamie wasn't going to do anything for herself to try to save herself, by not enabling her mother to be the evil that she is, because everything Jamie was doing at the time was enabling her mother, just like bringing Barbara here, because Jamie had to go to Louisiana and pick Barbara up and bring her here. So bringing Barbara here, even more, I thought, wow, you're enabling your mother even more by bringing people here to help support everything that she's doing. So I came here to tell Bob that day, or not that day, but a week later, that Bob, I can't help her anymore. I can't do what you wanted me to do, because she didn't want to stop. She didn't want to stop and enabling her mother. She doesn't want to stop what she's doing. She wants to keep doing it, and it's going to kill me if I keep trying to help her. So that brings us to here. We're here with Bob. And you may say, why are you back? You already told him you couldn't help her and you were going to stop. Well, I'm back because it's not my choice to stop. It's God's choice when I stop. And I had unfinished business, and now it's completed. And I've come today to tell him that I figured it out. And I know where the evil is. And it wasn't in Melly.